Hey, beautiful queens, it's me, Katya Melvin. I am back and I want to share with you something that a little breakthrough of something that I've already knew, but yet again we keep forgetting through the course of life. We keep forgetting and coming back to it, and keep forgetting coming back to it, and that is the work that we are all doing to remember and not forget. And that is why you do need to do daily spiritual practice, daily energy work, which I slipped off from. And by doing daily spiritual work, you not only reinforcing, you're reminding yourself what it is that you really are doing this for, reminding you why and whatnot. So let me share with you a little breakthrough that I have just experienced this morning in regards to my daily work. I've been going through some sort of a very masculine period of my life, and we are in the middle of this launch where we are booking a lot of clients and things like that. And I probably 3 or 4 months ago, I hired an accountability coach, which is wonderful. However, it is putting me in a very masculine box where before I was flowing with life and things are just happening. And I decided, okay, I need to put a little more pressure on me. I don't know why, but and have more accountability, so I'm kind of actually executing and following my schedule and things like that, which I have been. I don't know why. I felt that I needed that element, so I went for it. I hired an accountability coach, which really she does nothing but reminds me of my goals and I have something to be accountable for. It has definitely worked to put me accountable and really enforce me to give her specific directions and plans that I'm working on that particular week. And I'm usually really good at prioritizing and things like that. However, now I feel pressure, which is actually not a good thing, to complete things. So I'm still learning to balance the two because I ultimately want to flow in life, not put pressure and effort into my life, because I actually accomplishing less than more. By putting pressure, that means I'm putting things in on my own shoulders versus releasing things for my spirit to handle for me, right? If that makes sense. However, there's still that production and creation element that I have to commit to. So that is what it's about. And over the past 2 or 3 months, I've been in very masculine way, and I also hired another coach to show me how to set up a funnel. So I've been now adding, on top of that pressure of accountability, I've been adding a pressure of deadlines that I have to submit to him certain things and certain homeworks and things like that. Let me tell you, it's not what again, flowing through life than being put into a pressure. Like, yes, you can move forward, but it is so much better and more productive in the energetic way to flow through life and allow your spirit to handle things while you figure out how to build certain structures in the masculine way. So it is one of those lessons I'm still learning, and it's actually rather very uncomfortable for me to go through, but that is what learning and growing process is about. So there is that balance that you really ultimately want to experience, the balance of spiritual delegation and a balance of physical delegation, and the process of creating certain things and actions in life that produce actionable results, whether it's money, work, or a creation that you're trying to bring into the world. So there is that feminine and masculine balance that needs to happen, but you don't want to kind of get overthrown into the masculine, because masculine is giving, 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 while you block to receive, and you're not receiving to replenish, and it's gonna throw you into burnout. And that what has been happening with me long, like 2 years ago, even a year ago actually, until I learned to flow with life. And flowing with life is really that replenishing mode where you have just enough masculine, but then there is also that feminine element that replenishes you, and you're really nicely, smoothly going and flowing through life, right? But over the past 3 months, I've been thrown back into the masculine, where I did not allow myself to replenish. So that's where it got me off track and off balance, and I actually really had to yet again relearn, because I forgot a lot of principles I have been following while I was in my flowing period. It is ebb and flow in life, so even the things that we know, we forget. So I just had this breakthrough today that I am the voice of reminder for women what the real work is about, and how to get back into the flow, into the flowing element of things, and not just giving, 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 but you also have to be receiving. And I started I'm a journaler. I had this idea, and I had to journal on it. I will show you what it is that I've journaled on. I wrote these things for myself. I'm gonna type them in as well, but I'm gonna share with you. So I compared, how did I feel back when I was really, not only I was flowing, I was making 3 times more money when I was doing 5 times less work, because I was within that feminine energy, and I was flowing through life. I was allowing myself to replenish. And I asked, what was the difference, and why can't I get back to that state again? And it came to me. So I wrote down, what was the difference between short period of time, what I made a certain amount of money, and now I'm making 3 times less, even though on a consistent basis, and I'm putting so much more effort. And I have realized that I was at ease, and I was happy when I was flowing. I was grateful for all the things that I've had, the team, the opportunities, the husband, my son, my home, my comfortable bed. I was so grateful for all those things that I already had. And even though we had experiences with not so nice clients that we had to fire, and certain other problems that are coming up, like they are in any business, we really didn't focus on them. And by we, I primarily, because my energy is what really flows everything in my life and my business. So I just I wasn't allowing it to be triggering, right? And I was successful at that, where fast forward to now masculine, I'm not replenishing my cup. Everything is super triggering, because I'm not replenishing my cup. I'm feeling that there's too much of me going on, and that is where I slipped, by not giving myself and not replenishing my cup. And I felt blessed. I was playful. I was like a child who did not treat life seriously. I remember I went to Puerto Rico, and I had the time of my life, and it was winter here and it was summer here, and I hate winters. I also delegated and released a lot of responsibility from my own plate and my own shoulders onto spirits. I lived in this unrealistic fantasy world, and this is your key phrase here. I lived in my unrealistic head, and was so grateful and excited about things that were not real. They were not real, but I lived it as if it was my life. I lived my dreams already within me as it was my life already. And that what has really created that energy that started attracting to me the life that I actually truly wanted, but I was already living it in this invisible world within me. And I celebrated, and I was grateful for something that hasn't even happened yet. This was my primary state of being. by saying this was my primary state of being. I'm really saying that I lived in that energy of my dreams already every minute of my life. And every time I slipped off, I sat down and closed my eyes, and I got back to that feeling of, oh my God, I'm so blessed. I'm already that, whatever my dream was, right? And my primary state of being for things that were not real, that has not happened yet, that I already lived in my I already experienced, I can't read that word. I already experienced the life I wanted. I already lived it in my own daydreaming way, in my own virtual reality, in my own fantasy. And I remembered that the key to manifesting is really embody the life that I want to live. Already start living that life, even though it's not outside in the material world. It's already existing in another dimension for you, and you already need to be living because you are a multi-dimensional being, and your three-dimensional world is not your only truth. It is truth, but it's not your only truth. You also want to celebrate and act and experience that new life that you're really manifesting, the fantasy life that already happened in another dimension, as it already happened in a three-dimensional, our materialistic world. Be grateful and celebrate every minute of your day. And that has led me to really think of another way I'm serving in this world. And I said to myself that the main principle that I will teach will be associated with me and Love Goddess brand is that people will be forgetting this principle that I've shared with you over and over, because I myself, despite the fact that I lived it all the time, I myself forgot that principle because I haven't done my spiritual work. I haven't been leaning into it. I forgot. And I know you will too, because life is going to get in the way and things going to get hard and you're going to say, I don't have time for this. And you will not do the spiritual energy work. And therefore, I'm coming in to remind you that this is the work. This is the only work if you want to live happy ever after, right? And repeating this over and over so you can remember this. You can remember this again and again. Excuse me. And that has led me to believe that Love Goddess is really your fantasy identity of a life that you desire to be living, of a life that you desire to be living. And the difference is you live her, and her is Love Goddess identity, but it's the same as life because it's life energy, right? You live her / life. You celebrate her / life already. You'll be super pumped up and excited for her / life. You say gratitude words for her / life every day already, even though it's not even materialized yet in our three-dimensional world, right? It's not here yet fully, but you must be living that life inside of you on another dimension, on that invisible level, on that energy level, so you start vibrating on that same frequency, and creating that energetic realm that attracts you and experiences in your life that are alike. And you have to do that first. And there is no other way around it. That's another key principle. There is literally no other way around it because it's universal law. This is how universe operates. If you don't live that life on the inside first, it's never going to come back. You have to be already living that life within you to celebrate it, to feel and experience. That's the key word here, experience that life first within you, and it will start materializing into your actual three-dimensional experience over and over and over from that point. And it's going to come in little pieces. It's not going to happen overnight like that. It's going to come a little piece here, a little piece here, a little piece here, and then you'll realize, oh my God, it's never going to be like you're living in a misery and all of a sudden you win a lottery and you start living in fullness and richness. No, you have to actually make it a life within you, and you're not even gonna notice when it will come around you and materialize around you. You have to start living that within yourself first, and you'll already be living that life, celebrating that life, and only then it will come into your 3D existence, right? That is the only way. It's the law of the universe, and doing anything daily to get you into that fantasy, to live into your fantasy, is the work that needs to be done. It's the work. So that is the Love Goddess way. That is the Love Goddess soul. Who is Love Goddess? Love Goddess is our fantasy identity of the life that we are trying to live, right? It is the magic, the energetic vibration that we are trying to, not only trying to create within our life, we actually need to experience in our lives already in order for our lives to be changed. With oh yes, and I have really wrote down for myself that I want to create that opportunity to facilitate that kind of work, to remind you to be living within the fantasy and celebrate that life already as if it's real already, and really get back into that high vibe that creates that life that you're trying to live. And really, your Love Goddess life is your fantasy life. And with that, my beautiful loves, I'm gonna leave you with these final thoughts. What is it? So your homework is, what is it that you are trying to create within your life? And how does it feel? How does it feel? How does it feel to live that life already? And I want for you to start feeling and living that life within you as if it already happens. And we already know that the brain doesn't know the difference between what's real, what's 3D, and what's only in your mind. Your body and everything experiences things inside your head. So whatever you're living in your head has already happened. So what do you feel? What life are you really craving that you can start living and celebrating, saying thanks for? Be blessed. Remind yourself of that life, and only then you're gonna start seeing the proof of it on the outside as well. Bye, loves.